Hey guys, welcome to Proto Point. So this is the ninth part of our tutorial on building URL sorting application with nodejs at the backend, and in the front end we are going to make use of Flutter application, as you can see my screen over here. So here I have already completed the UI thing like registration form, as you can see on the screen. So in this tutorial we are going to make use of registration form so that the user can hit the backend nodejs code, that is the API, and register himself into the backend database. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so please note that I'm not going to cover each and everything like building a text field button and everything. It is already been done, so you can just get the source code from my website protocol.com. So I will just provide the link in the description. You can take the code from there. So here I have created a new Flutter project in my Android Studio IDE and named it as URL shortening. And here I have main.dart page and I have created a registration page over here. So from main.dart page I am just navigating the user to registration page. So here I am making use of material.dart so that I can make use of scaffold widget. So inside scaffold widget I have made use of text field, that is 3 text field. One is for full name, email, and one other is for password. And there are 2 buttons over here. One is to register the user and one is to navigate the user to login page. So suppose if the user has his account, he can just press on this button and navigate himself into the login page. So the same thing I will do for login page. So it will just take me 2 minutes. So I will just create a login.dart page. So what I will do is I will just copy this thing. Okay, so here material.dart and then stateful widget, and I will name it as login. And inside this placeholder, what I can do, I can just copy this code. Okay, so I just need to copy this thing and I will just paste it over here. Yeah, done. Yeah, so in login page I need only 2 fields. One is email and password and one button. So I will just remove this full name and I will just name this as login page. Full name. That I don't need this, so I will just remove this thing, and I need email and password and a button. So I will take this button up in the login page, cut it from here and paste it somewhere over here. So now if I navigate the user to login page, so let me check the UI. So you can see this is my login page. So I just kept it very simple, and this is my registration page. Okay, so in this part we are going to cover the registration page. That is, we are going to send the form to a backend API. So in our previous tutorial we have created a APIs at the backend, that is nodejs. So let me show you. So let me open my Visual Studio. So here is my nodejs backend code for URL sorting. So here I have created a API route using Express. So if you have watched my previous tutorial, you might be knowing this. So this is my API. So here, as you can see, it is accepting name, email, and password parameter so that the user can register himself into the database. Okay, so from my Flutter application, I need to hit this API to register the user. Okay, so now let's do that in our Flutter application. Yeah, so over here. Yeah, okay, so to hit our API, we can make use of different libraries in our Flutter application. That is HTTP library we can make use of, or else I can make it very simple by making use of getx package. So to install getx, just open pub_specification.yaml file, and under dependency section over here, add the package. Okay, so we need get package to make HTTP calls, and we need get storage. So get underscore storage. Yeah. Okay, so after adding these 2 packages, just hit the pub get button. Okay, so the dependency will get in downloaded. So now let's go to registration page and import those packages. So import get.dart. Okay, so this is the package we need. Okay, so now from this text field we need to take the input of the user. So for that we need to attach a controller, that is text edit controller, for this each text field. So here let me create a text edit controller. Okay, so I will just name it as name text is equal to text edit controller. Okay, so like this we need 3 more controllers. Okay, one is name, second one is email, and third one is password. Okay, and now I need to attach this three to our text field. Okay, so here in the text field there is a property called as controller, so just attach to that. Okay, so controller email text, and for password controller. Okay, so now we can access this text field, and we can just take the user entered data from this text field. Okay, so now here when the user press on this button, I need to get all this data entered by the user and send it to a function. Okay, so what I can do is here in registration elevated button, so this is elevated button. So here what I can do, I can just call a function. So I'll just create a function over here and name it as register. Okay, so here I'm going to pass three parameters, that is name dot text, email dot text, and password dot text. Okay, so I need to create this function somewhere. So what I can do, I can just create it over here. Okay, so here void register async await. So we are going to make use of internet calls, so we need async operations in this function. So here I'm accepting three parameters. One is name, email, and password. Yeah, so now let me print this and check if I'm getting the data or no. Okay, I can just print it like this. Okay, so let me enter some data over here. Now if I press, you can see it is getting printed. Okay, so now I want to send this data to my backend API by making internet calls, that is post method. So if you can see, I have a post method over here, so I need to make a post HTTP call. Okay, so for this I have already imported a get package. So from this get package I need to import a get connect. Okay, so here I'm just creating an object get. Okay, so now I can make use of this instance to make HTTP calls. Okay, so here final response is equal to await get connect dot post method, and first parameter will be our URL, and second parameter is the data that we want to send it to that particular API. So here we are going to pass an object. Okay, so here you can see I need to pass these three parameters. Okay, that is name, email, and password in request.body. Okay, so here like this we can do. Okay, so name, email, and password. Okay, so here we can pass name, second parameter is email, and third parameter is PASS password. Okay, so this parameter comes from this text field, right? Okay, so now here if response, so you can see I give response as status true if the database was created into our database, else I return it as false. Okay, so I can just make use of it to check if the data got inserted or no. Okay, so here response dot body of status. Okay, so if this is true, that means our database insertion in my database was successful. Okay, else it was unsuccessful. So for unsuccessful I can just show sneaky bar. So for this I can make use of get dot sneaky bar. Okay, and title, something went wrong, I can just give, or else I can make use of the message that I'm going to pass from here. That is this one. Okay, so here I can just make use of response dot body of message, that is success. So here I get message as user already exists, and I can just keep this message as empty. Yeah, okay, so now once it was successful, I need to navigate the user to some login page. Okay, so for this I can make use of material navigator dot push context material page route, build a login page. So here uh, everything is correct, but I want to check if the user do not press button without entering anything. I need to validate it. Okay, so what I can do is, here I can make use of if condition. If name dot is empty or email dot is empty, else or password dot is empty. Okay, so if any of this parameter is empty, that means user has not entered anything. So I need to give a proper message to the user, and can give a message as a sneaky bar, please enter some data, and I can just keep this message empty. Yeah, and I can just cut this code and paste it inside. Sorry, so here I need to paste this thing. I need to paste this over here. So now I can just stop my app and install it again, because I have installed many things over here. So I need to stop the app and rebuild my code over here. So let's wait until the code get uh, run. Okay, so the code is running, so let it get opened. Okay, so until that I will just open my MongoDB compose. Yeah, so I will just connect to my local host. Okay, so this is the database and the users over here. So you can see currently there are two users. I'll just delete this one. So here I can just enter some name. You can just enter some random email address, and here I have not done any password validation. I have just kept it as string in my database, so that I don't want to make the video complicated. So now if I press on this button, so it is giving me some error. Okay, so URL I have not passed, so here I need to pass a URL. Sorry, I just forgot that. Okay, so here for the URL thing, I need to, so I am running my app on my physical device. So as you can see over here, so this cannot directly communicate with my local host, so I need to make use of its local host IP address. Okay, so let me check the IP address of my system. Okay, so I can just get it from terminal, ipconfig. Yeah, so this is my IP address of my system. Okay, so I'll just copy this, and here http IP address, and then the API. So I'm running my nodejs code on 3000 port, and my API name. So my API name is user registration. So I will just install this again, and I need to also start my nodejs backend code. So node index.js. Okay, so you can see it is got connected and it is running on 3000 port. So now if I enter my name, I will just enter my name, and I have not done any password validation, so I will just enter 123, register. So you can see after registering successfully, the user got navigated to login page, so as we have defined over here. Okay, so now let's go to our MongoDB, and you can see earlier I had only one user. So now if I refresh, so you can see there is a user being created. So let me create another. So from this login page also I need to redirect the user to back to registration page. So let me do that also. So here, over here, registration. So refresh. Okay, so now you can see it is getting redirected to registration page. So I will just register another user. So I will just name something Sagar, password 123. Okay, so after clicking on registration, the user is getting navigated to login page. Okay, so now in my MongoDB you can see Sagar account got created. Okay, so that's all for this video tutorial. So in our next tutorial we are going to implement the same thing, that is the user login page. Okay, so that's all for this video tutorial. So in the next part we are going to work with login UI, where we are going to connect our login UI page to our backend login API. So that's all for this tutorial. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe Proto Code as point. Thank you.